Now here's something a little different. For once, right, this isn't a unboxing video. This is something that I've had in my collection for a very long time, and it's the complete collection of Spider-Man. Now, this is obviously the complete seasons of the Spider-Man from 1994, which was on Fox Kids. This was one of my favorite interpretations of the Spider-Man animated shows that have been around over the years. There's been some in the 60s. You've had Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends. Obviously, you had this Fox one. There was a Spider-Man Unlimited, I think. And then obviously now there's like, I think there's the Spectacular Spider-Man. There's very loads of them. But this was my favourite one. And I remember watching all of these on Fox Kids when they used to do their Marvel Hour. They would do this. They would do like Fantastic Four and Iron Man. And years ago on Amazon, I remember getting this for Christmas at the time. And then I thought to myself, you know what, I think because at one point it must have been about £35 at one point. Well, £35 English money. And then it must have dropped down to like £13. I thought, right, you know what, I'm going to get this. And as far as I know, the complete season now, I think, is out of print now. So you can probably still buy it, but expect to, you know, like pay more for the actual box set. I definitely like with what they've been doing with the with the Batman animated series and Batman Beyond. I would love to, I'm hoping that they do decide to do a Blu-ray remaster of this particular series. I mean, I would love to sit there and see it, and maybe they could add in some extras and stuff. So, as it says here, you've got all 65 episodes from the 1994 series on 10 DVD discs. So it's over 21 hours of action, so that's kind of fantastic. Again, I love this series. Who could forget the iconic intro, that electric rock intro sequence, which for me is one of the classic cartoon intros that have ever been made. I have personal favourites, like obviously the intro to this. You've got the Justice League one that they also did. There's the Batman animated intro, which was, I think, was Danny Elfman, I think. You've had like the Batman Beyond intro sequence, intros, right, that they did, and also again the X-Men animated Fox Kids intro that was iconic with the cartoon series. Those again, I'm picking up modern cartoons. I mean, there's loads of classic 80s intros that I love, but as of the modern, well, for me, modern comic book cartoon intros, those were my personal favourites. So yeah, the intros in this was great. And although I found it, I can't keep up with all the different Spider-Man cartoon series that are out now, or since, even after this show. This for me is my favourite Spider-Man animated series, along with Spider-Man and his Amazing Friends. I mean, that's what I kind of grew up on. So again, as you can see, it's a PG, and it says here, I resume, you can see it anyway, but it says here, Peter Parker, a bullied schoolboy genius, gains spider-like superpowers through a miracle science after being bitten by a radioactive spider. But with great power comes great responsibility. Haunted by his failure to prevent the death of his Uncle Ben, he turns to a life of fighting crime. Welcome the web-slinging, wall-crawling superhero, your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. And it says here, one of the longest-running Marvel comic animated shows. Spider-Man swings onto this 10 DVD complete collection of the 90s animated series, adapted from Stan Lee's and Steve Ditko's comic book character of the 1962. Spider-Man juggles public mistrust with encounters against colourful supervillains. So, and then it also says here, this complete collection features all 65 episodes from your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man 1994 series. Season 1, all 15 episodes. Season 2, all 14 episodes. Season 3, all 14 episodes. Season 4, all 11 episodes. And the final season, Season 5, all 13 episodes. So, again, it's quite hefty, as you can see here. So that's pretty cool. Let's open this up. And I don't remember if there's different disc art. So we can open this up. As you can see, the actual thing that contains the actual DVD, same artwork on the actual casing. Put it to the side. And then each of the things are a double disc, so that you can see the different artwork. So you got episodes 1 to 6 with Spider-Man. And then episodes 7 to 13, you've got Venom. So on episode 1, I'll do this properly. It'll be Season 1, DVD 1. Episode 1, Night of the Lizard. Episode 2, The Sting of the Scorpion. Episode 3, The Spider Slayer. Episode 4, Return of the Spider Slayers. Episode 5, Menace of Mysterio. Episode 6, Dr. Octopus, Armed and Dangerous. Then we have Season 1, DVD 2. Episode 7, The Alien Costume, Part 1. I suppose that's Venom. Episode 8, The Alien Costume, Part 2. Episode 9, The Alien Costume, Part 3. Episode 10, Craven the Hunter. Episode 11, The Hobgoblin, Part 1. Episode 12, The Hobgoblin, Part 2. And episode 13, The Day of the Chameleon. And then we move on to Season 2, Disc 1. Episode 1, The Indigenous Six. Episode 2, The Battle of the Indigenous Six. Episode 3, Hydro Man. Episode 4, The Mutant Agenda. Episode 5, Mutants Revenge. Episode 6, Morbius, which we know that Sony are making a movie on. And it should be coming out, I think it's in April. I don't know, because I remember it being moved. But that's coming out. And that's being played by Jared Leto. So we know that's coming out. And I know that they're making a Craven the Hunter movie as well. So we're getting that. Episode 7, Enter the Punisher, who we've seen in the Netflix shows and various other different media. Even David Hasselhoff at one point. Not David Hasselhoff. I mean, he played Nick Fury. I'm getting the characters confused. Then we move on to Season 2, DVD 2. Episode 8, The Duel of the Hunters. Episode 9, Blade the Vampire Hunter, which most people will know the 3 movies starring Wesley Snipes. So that's where he, obviously, where we first kind of see him. Although most people sit there and think that X-Men is actually one of the first successful Marvel films, when it was actually the first Blade film with Wesley Snipes, which most people didn't know at the time was even Marvel, and they still promote that to these days. We have episode 10, The Immortal Vampire. We have episode 11, The Tablet of Time. Episode 12, The Ravages of Time. Episode 13, The Shriek of the Vulture. Episode 14, The Final Nightmare. Then we move on to Season 3, DVD 1. Episode 1, Doctor Strange, which we know now that there's been a movie, and now there's a second movie based on the multiverse coming out. And also he was in the last Spider-Man movie, so we're established with his character now. And also there was an Doctor Strange animated movie as well, which I don't know if most people even know about. We have episode 2, Make a Wish. Episode 3, Attack of the Autobot. Not related to Transformers, obviously. Episode 4, Enter the Green Goblin, which we know he's been in the Sam Raimi Spider-Man movies. We've got episode 5, Rocket Racer. Episode 6, Framed. Episode 7, The Man Without Fear. That sounds like Daredevil, which has been obviously a movie on, and obviously the Netflix shows. I'm trying to see if I can find where they've put the rest of the actual episodes. My guess is it's in the back of these discs. Yep, I was right. Or movies. I'm going to put this back in later. That looks like Ben Reilly. Looks like it, the clone. Most people know of the Clone Wars, the Clone Saga in the Spider-Man comics. Then we move on to Season 3 DVD 2. We have episode 8, The Ultimate Slayer. Episode 9, Tombstone. Episode 10, Venom Returns. Episode 11, Carnage, which we've seen in the Venom sequel. Episode 12, The Spot. Episode 13, Goblin War. Episode 14, Turning Point. Then we move on to Season 4 DVD 1. Episode 1, Guilty. Episode 2, The Cat. Episode 3, Black Cat. Which I'm trying to remember. In the Amazing Spider-Man, I'm trying to think it's the Amazing Spider-Man. It's one of the movies where they were originally going to put Black Cat in there, and then no. I'm thinking of something else. But anyway, maybe one day we might see her in the Spider-Man movies. Maybe. But anyway, episode 4, The Return of Craven. I'm trying to see if it's hard to say. Episode 5 says Partners. Episode 6, The Awakening. Then we move on to Season 4 DVD 2. Episode 7, The Vampire Queen. Episode 8, The Return of the Green Goblin. Episode 9, The Haunting of Mary Jane Watson. Episode 10, The Lizard King. Episode 11, The Prowler. Then we move on to the final season. And this is Season 5 DVD 1. Episode 1, The Wedding. Episode 2, The 6 Forgotten Warriors Chapter 1. Episode 3, The 6 Forgotten Warriors Chapter 2. Unclaimed Legacy. Episode 4, The 6 Forgotten Warriors Chapter 3. I don't know if it says The Power of the 6. I can't quite see that. I think it says Power of the 6. Episode 5, The Forgotten Warriors Chapter 4. The 6 Fight Again. Episode 6, The Forgotten Warriors Chapter 5, The Pride of Heroism. And then we move on to the last disc, which is DVD 2. Episode 7, The Return of Hydra Man Part 1. The Episode 8, The Return of Hydra Man Part 2. Episode 9, The Secret Wars Chapter 1, Arrival. Episode 10, Secret Wars Chapter 2, The Gauntlet of the Red Skull, which we've seen in the Captain America, first Captain America movie with Chris Evans, and the Red Skull was played by actor Hugo Weaving, so it's kind of cool. Episode 11, The Secret Wars Chapter 3, Doom. I suppose that refers to Doctor Doom. Because I haven't seen his episodes in years. Episode 12, Spider Wars Chapter 1, I Really, Really Hate Clones. And episode 13, which is the last episode, Spider Wars Chapter 2, Farewell Spider-Man. So that's the final episode. I do remember Carnage in the actual episodes, and I remember, and I don't know, that's probably towards the end where I think eventually Madam Web appears in it. So I kind of remember that, and I don't know if I remember that there was loads of different versions of Spider-Man. I'm gonna have to rewatch this because I haven't watched any of them, and I haven't watched any of the Spider-Man animated series in like so many years. So for me, it's gonna I'm definitely gonna have to sit there and crack on, and I'm gonna have to watch that again. I'm trying to figure out how to put this back without damaging it. So yeah, we've got that here. What we'll do is that we'll look at the artwork, as I said. Obviously, you've got disc 1, you've got Spider-Man, and then obviously you've got disc 2, you've got Venom. Oh, I don't remember the episode, but I remember this where, so some of the episodes I vaguely remember them. I remember Spider-Man mutating, and he ended up having the 6 arms. Again, I can't remember which exact episodes are, but I do remember that happening in the actual series. And then try and take this one out, and then you can see him totally mutated. I think this did happen in the comics, but obviously they've never done it live action. And I think, if I remember correctly, I mean, I could be wrong, I think that's when Spider-Man end up being hunted by Craven the Hunter, and then obviously he's going to get cured, or obviously, I mean, we kind of know that. And then we've got, I'm trying to take these out because they're so difficult to get out, and I don't want to kind of damage them. No, I don't want these push buttons. But yeah, but as you can see, even it's upside down, you've got the Green Goblin, and then underneath it, you've got the Hobgoblin. I think that was Thingamajig's son. Obviously, you got Spider-Man on here, shooting at his web, and he's on the 6th disc. So you got the, I'm trying to think it's the 6th disc. I don't know what disc is. I'm losing count. There's so many. There's all 10 discs, and then obviously on this disc here, you've got Black Cat, and then you've got Ben Grimm, and then that looks, and also that looks like one of the clones. That looks like the Scarlet Spider. I think, if I remember correctly, he went under the name Ben Riley, if I remember correctly. So yeah, that's my my whole look at the Spider-Man animated series. Again, as I said, I loved it. This is one of, definitely, if I don't have a top favorite animated series. I just got loads of them, but I don't have one particular one that is my favorite. Like, people can do their top 5 or top 10 favorite movies or music or whatever. I don't, or video games, and then their number one is their number one. So, but I don't have a kind of like a favorite. But yeah, I absolutely loved the 90s Spider-Man animated series, and again, as I've said at the beginning, it's one of my favorite Spider-Man animated series. I mean, I know that there's been a CGI one as well, but yeah, I absolutely love this show. And then what I also remembered by looking through the episodes is that they did a lot of like 2-parters, 3-parters, and 4-parters, and not a lot of animated shows were doing like 2-part episodes or 3-part episodes, and then you had to be two, and it would leave you with the line "to be concluded." And especially if you're watching it on the cartoon show, some of them would do the episodes back to back, and then some of them obviously you had to wait until next week. But them doing like 2-part, 3-part, 5-part episodes, you only really ever saw that in live action TV shows, or when they used to do 2-parter. So it always left you on the edge of what was kind of going to happen, whether to be right concluded. Nowadays it's all totally different now, where obviously now I've got the complete collection, so now I could just watch it straight away, and so it's kind of like great being able to like do that now. I don't know what the situation is around the world, but, and obviously especially now that obviously there's Disney Plus, and they're putting a lot of I've noticed on there they're putting a lot of animated classic animated Disney and superhero shows on there. I'm hoping that one day that, and maybe they probably already have, or they're thinking about doing it, that they do put this on Disney Plus, if they do have the rights to it. It's a complicated thing about who owns the rights to what. So yeah, I mean, and then I really do hope at some point that it becomes more accessible, and people are being able to stream it. Again, I don't know if that is the case nowadays. I know in the UK it kind of isn't. And then also, I do hope they do, like I said, like they've done with the Batman shows, I really do hope that they do a remastered Blu-ray box set of this show, because this show, along with say like the X-Men animated seasons that they made, they made 5 of that as well. Those 2 shows definitely, for me, in my book, deserve a remastered Blu-ray box set collection. So anyway, I mean, I hope this video's almost gone over 20 minutes. I hope people found this fascinating. Again, as I said before, I really love this show. So I'm definitely gonna find some time eventually to go back to watching these episodes one by one and enjoying it like it was a new episode again. So anyway, I hope people found this video informative. Feel free to like and to share this video because it really does help people find my channel. And if you already haven't, feel free to subscribe to my channel, and I'll speak to you all again soon. Take care, bye for now, and stay safe.